I feel that particularly starting in the Trump era, and then the way polarization is stretched out, and then with COVID and the way that really even worsened the polarization, and how much we saw like the mainstream media, like we've always known the mainstream media lies, but like how blatantly and how often and how heavy and important the lies were in this case. How much the lying really mattered on like a global scale and like affected our lives. Yeah. I think through all of this, it has shifted the political spectrum in a way to where, even though I've always kind of been in the middle, I would even say like I have historically been a left-leaning moderate. And I think in this time of extreme polarization and political spectrum shift, my views haven't really changed so much. I've just deepened an understanding of what the views are and can talk about them in greater detail. But I feel like I'm still sitting in the same spot, but the spectrum shifted to where I'm now would appear to be a more right-leaning moderate.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of what I just outlined, where it's like the right seems to be more stable in these times of polarization, and I certainly don't agree with everything the right says by any means. I wouldn't even call myself a conservative. But I was talking to a certain someone on the phone. I won't out them, but I was talking to a certain someone on the phone like a week ago, and this was the analogy I made that I really liked. It's like, if you think about the left, you come from a broken home. Your mother and your father are divorced, and you go between their houses. You know, sometimes you stay with mom, sometimes you stay with dad. Mom's the left, dad's the right. You've always preferred mom, like for most of your life. Mom's better. And they both have the problems. You know, mom's a little wacky, but she's a better home. I love my mom more. I think I agree with her values more. Dad's kind of rough, alcoholic, sometimes yells, fucking kind of a dick. Mostly don't like going to his house.
Yeah.
But man, the last half a decade, mom's mental health has really taken a strange turn to where she's having like full-on psychotic episodes, and she's throwing glasses and breaking windows, and she's sitting on the floor cutting her arms, and she's, you know, singing songs from the 40s. Like, what? So it's kind of like, Mom, I love you, but I gotta go stay with Dad while you're going through this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're gonna kill me in my sleep.
Yeah, I like that.
To me, I feel like that abstractly really captures how I feel about it. Where it's like, I would never ever disband in someone because of their political ideology. I would never devalue them.
Yeah.
I can find certain like radical ideas on both the right and the like, particularly, like, I'm against radicalization. You know, I certainly cringe at radical ideology on both ends of the spectrum. And another point to that is like, and I know people disagree with me on this, but I do feel that when the right is radical, it's more clear in my view. Where the left, it's much more muddled, that line between moderate left and radical left. And I think that, like, to me, I think I see it a lot more clear at this point. But I think certainly, like, in very beginning of COVID, I feel like there was a massive radicalization of moderate leftists to the radical end of the spectrum without them knowing. Because a lot of conversations I had with those friends were like, it was very surprising to hear one didn't understand that there even was a radical left. The left could even be radical. Would be in, like, if you were to ask them what is a radical, they couldn't tell you. Yeah. Like, what are some radical left ideologies? Couldn't tell you. So, and then also being in denial, like, okay, even if there is a radical left, they're certainly not as bad as radical right. It's like, I think radicalization on both ends of the spectrum is genocidal. Like it's happened.
Yeah.
You know, you have the genocidal atrocities of fascism on the right, and you have the genocidal atrocities of communism on the left.